What is up, everybody? We got an exciting Show Me Your Stack today. I got with us CEO of Outbound Sync, Mr. Harry. I call Harry. Oh my goodness, Harris Kenny. I'm gonna bring him to the stage. How are you, my brother?
Mr. Bullion, good to speak with you, man. You can call me Harry. Some people do. My dad and some really good friends. So it is, and I consider you a good friend. So
Okay. Actually,
yeah,
I'll be a good
we're
friend.
good. We're on Harry terms.
We're on Harry terms. What about HK?
Yeah. Oh, totally, for sure.
Okay.
There's only one person that calls me that. My wife, for some reason, at some point started calling me that.
Okay.
So that's even more rarefied air.
Okay. HK, Harry, Harris. Appreciate it. If y'all learn, follow this man on LinkedIn. He's got really good, all about outbound prospecting, sit in the middle layer, putting data. One thing interesting is I'm really excited for this conversation. Show Me a Stack is Harris, like many out there, is doing I call it the Bootstrap buggy. And so the tools he's going to talk about are tools that he does to live and die. There's very little fat on the body. And so everything must be thought about meticulously. So I enjoy talking to founders that don't have any money, like they haven't raised money because they've often been in the trenches. So excited about this one. Okay, laying it up is how we're doing. Show Me a Stack. Show Me Your Stack is we talk about your top five in reverse order, starting at 5. So hit me. What is your number 5 tool for you?
Well, I'm going to start with 6. I'm going to start with how we got here. So I ran a HubSpot agency back in the day. And the best thing about that agency was Supered. That's how we first met. It's like, oh, this thing that used to be really manual, now it's automated. When we spun the app out of the agency, shut the agency down, and we became a HubSpot app partner, we brought Supered over and said, okay, now we're going to have packages for our app. And so in the beginning, again, that was like the most efficient part of it, which is that we can really quickly deploy fields, lists, reports, workflows, views, all of that stuff. And so I would say that approach we've made a lot of progress on there. Like the rest of our company started to make more progress in that direction. But like during onboarding, getting new customers up, that was always this like aha moment of like, oh, wow, everything's here. I see a dashboard. I see 20 reports. So it's like work once, ship X number of times. But there's like increase, like that idea applied to more and more parts of the business. So the first thing that I've done recently is I started using Groq as my like little sparring buddy, my like AI sparring buddy, which is the XAI tool. And one of the features that I really liked about it was it has these templates. So it was like really easy to drop in a specific prompt with the specific attachments. And I had this like some of these sort of pseudo repetitive tasks that I would start using Groq for. And I just liked how it talked to me back and forth. It wasn't like give me attaboys and getting me fired up. I just felt like I was just getting accurate information. And because it has access to X's feed, I was getting like very current stuff, which I thought was really helpful. So that was like a big change for me recently over the last couple months because I'd been using ChatGPT for a really long time. We still have ChatGPT, but Groq is kind of my like sparring partner now as a sort of like my fake co-founder.
Man, I have ChatGPT and I've been playing with Claudia or Claude. I enjoy how Claude talk. I didn't even think about Groq.
Yeah, give it a try.
You talked about how the most recent, is there one thing you're like, okay, here's the big difference? Because ChatGPT came out, it came out first, captivated people's mind. I'm sure not everybody is meaning a Groqite, if you would. Like you're converting me. What would you say? Hey, use Groq for this reason.
Yeah, I mean, to me, really, like I get straight answers. I don't get the like hype up, like that's an excellent idea. I'm like, I'm thinking about, whatever, building a submarine with screen doors. And, I feel like sometimes with the LLMs, you get like, wow, like not only is that that's not a new idea, that's an innovation in aqua exploration, and then you end up drowning.
You sound like someone that doesn't talk, that's not kind to your AI. It's like you're an idiot.
Well, I do like to be direct and clear, yes. Bottom line up front, and some of those values that we share. So yeah, I do feel like I get straight back and forth, and I do really like the current information. Like, I just experienced this recently. I was like kind of comparing tools, and Groq had recent feature announcements that have been made within the last month that changed what I went with. And then when I asked Claude, hey, Groq said this, Claude was like, oh, I just went back and did a new search, and that you're right. That is a feature that's now supported. So it was, if it's things where they're changing quickly, I do feel like that data stream is actually, it's not nothing. There's a lot of stuff happening on X that I think can be really useful for business stuff.
Okay, well, you've changed my mind. I'm gonna try it out. So look at there.
It's worth a try. It's worth a try.
What's number 4?
Okay, hold on. I got on my list here. Okay, so the next one is Sentry. So this is pretty straightforward. It's just like a bug monitoring application performance management tool. And I had played around with some different tools, and there were some really good ones, but they are the biggest player in the space, and kind of for a reason. And our developers really liked it when we shopped around, and they had experience with it, and they were able to wire it up really quickly. And this is kind of veering into like this, like 4 through 1 are all kind of in this same bucket. 1 will be like what's driving all this change, but being able to quickly go through code, catch bugs, identify them, have suggested pull requests for how to resolve the issues. That's like an area where sometimes it's cool to use unusual tools, which like my next one is something a little more unusual, but other times it's like, just
The
go with
industry
IBM.
standard for a
Yeah.
reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't overthink it. Go with
We,
IBM, go with whatever, your HubSpots or what, it's just like, do
I
the thing.
I had this interesting. So Steve, and you work with Steve, my
Yeah.
CTO on the back end. So he likes to build things, and he was just on a mission to get rid of intercom. He's like, I just hate intercom. And we went through everything, looked at it, and where we ended up? We ended up on intercom. I mean, you got Python. I guess it's like there's a reason sometimes
Yeah.
that they exist. So I feel
Yeah. It was one of
you.
those journeys.
So
And
tool
there's a lot of great
five,
companies out there. No disrespect to anybody, but it was
yeah,
just like, okay, this is just obviously
yeah,
working for what we need.
yeah. At least for right now, you never change it in
Yeah,
a year.
for
They
now.
change it 2 years. So,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
tool 5, Groq, the change. Tool 4, Sentry. Tool
Mhm.
number 3.
Tool number 3 is something that we are going to do. We haven't started migrating yet, but we literally are going to have to, which is that we're going to be moving over to Linear for like project management and task management.
Is that
Linear,
for a product team or is that the entire
yeah,
company? So we use Linear internally for product.
yeah, product. We don't really have a lot of project management outside of that. We're going to be, well, the next one is going to tie to the website. We're switching kind of how we run our site. So I'll probably have the website in Linear as well. Um, and the website's about to consume our knowledge base also, and about to consume a few other things. So like basically we need to move towards something that's more Git based and has an MCP server, and where we're able to interact with it without having to use the interface as much. So we can just like do stuff faster. And I think Linear is going to be really good for that. I'm really trying to avoid Jira and like Atlassian products in general if I can.
Well, yes, I'll say. So yeah, we're a big Linear fan. We're a big Linear shop at Super.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited. Tool number 1. Sounds like it's blowing everything up. Tool number 2.
So tool number 2 is our website. So we're going to be switching to Astro, which and then hosting the site on Cloudflare Pages. So those kind of go together. But the idea is to have kind of more of a headless experience in terms of managing the site, because what's happening is like our engineering velocity is up just massively. Like we're going to be doubling the number of integrations we have in in the next month. And it took us 3 years to get to this point, and then we're basically going to double our product capacity in a month. So the website's going to allow us to more programmatically manage content and spin things out. And again, like going back to the super packages example, it's like we have this one package and then we deploy it to literally like hundreds of customers. I want to be able to say, here's a new feature. You have that pull request get merged, and then have AI help generate that, and then be able to create variations of that page for all the different like permutations or combinations of all the different integrations as a result. So when we have a new sequencer, that sequencer is going to be supported across X number of CRMs, and it's going to have Y number of supported workflows. And it's just not going to make any sense to do that stuff manually.
I can only imagine. So just sitting here, I've never even looked at Astro. I mean, I know what Cloudflare is, but I've never even looked at Astro. We're on Webflow,
Mm-hmm.
and we push out an update about 0.7 times a day. So it's like
Yeah,
where we just push out lots of updates.
that's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot, and I can't. Me as a human, and we don't have anybody managing our web. It just made me think about. We have all the issues you're talking about, and I
Yeah,
haven't updated the website. It's like 6 months. Like it's just
totally,
such an issue. It's like such a real issue for especially bootstrap companies.
totally, 100%. Yeah, yeah, and because when you ship something and you have an announcement, it's real. So like
Yeah.
the product is ahead of the website by a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Yeah.
like sometimes VC companies it's the opposite. You know?
Yeah. 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 That's true. Our product as a bootstrap is always ahead of our website.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's like I want to try to close that loop because our engineering velocity is going up so much. Like otherwise, it's going to be like, what's the point in building this stuff if people don't adopt the features or don't even know about it? And for us as an integration tool, the more tools we add, we're expanding our TAM, but we're only expanding our TAM if the TAM knows
People
that
know.
we exist.
Okay. Okay. So this gets to number one. I'm really interested. I'm like as like like founder to founder. I might have
Mm.
to change things. Like what I'm someone hearing. What's tool number one? Tool
Well,
number
by far and away, it is Cursor.
Okay.
No question. Cursor combined with Claude's Opus model which just kind of recently came out, is completely going to change our business. Like by a factor of like 100x. I can't even like really articulate because what it's allowing is like I'm the product owner as the founder, and that's kind of why my expertise in the beginning. I'm a non-technical founder, but I know the space that we're in. I've been in it for 6 years. I know it really well, and I'm able to now develop very good functional prototypes using our existing code base and checking off of how we're doing things elsewhere, making sure it's not breaking stuff. I mean, it takes some time, but like it's taken me 4 to 8 hours to build things that would have taken like weeks before, and lots of back and forth before, and lots of frustration before of like, can you make it
Mm,
like this? Can you make it like that? And if I'm doing it myself and I'm doing these tight loops and I do the work in batches, and then with each batch of changes, I have Codex check the work. So I'm trying to hopefully not create issues as I go. Um, it's just completely changing our business, like night and day. And so like a year from today, the number of combinations of ways to use our product is literally going to be 100x what it is today.
Let
And
me
so
make
it's putting pressure on every single system. So all those previous tools I mentioned are because
sure.
the ones we were using before just like busted or will bust within a month from now. And so I got to
So
start changing stuff.
as a non-technical founder myself,
Yeah, yeah,
I can sit with the pain of what can it just do that? And they're
yeah.
like, well, that's going to be 2 weeks, and you're like, but it's a drop down menu. And you're like, you don't understand. I uh, I haven't tried Cursor. This makes me want to get on Cursor and start doing like some product loops. What's one use case? You have something specific that
Well,
where
front end has been great because the back end logic is very hard and our
yep.
engineers have already built it. So I can change the front end knowing that
Mm,
everything I'm just changing the look and feel and the order and the flow, but everything that's happening is already supported. It's just
mm.
it's just changing the
So
way the user goes through it.
so you have a lot more fidelity, but hey, instead of having to do like let's do the past, you'd have
Yeah.
to draw something out in Miro. It'd have to be exact replica of the product UI, and you're trying to change it, but it's not even dynamic. Now you can see the front end, prompt the changes
Mhm,
you would like to see, get it
mhm,
good, and then
mhm,
pass it to engineering to replicate
mhm.
it into the system.
Yeah, and they can just merge it and they can say, okay, well, before the drop down was like this, now I'm just going to map that same action on the back end
The
to
back
this
end, yeah.
new drop down. And so little things like conditionally displaying fields and doing a checkbox instead of a this or that. It like, but then by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, wow, this is way better.
Yeah, and some of the
So
issues, and this is, I'll say just one more back and forth
yeah,
just between non-technicals. It's one of the issues.
yeah,
You're like, I didn't know if I wanted it that way, but now that I
hmm
see it, I'm sure I don't want it that way. I actually want it the other way. Sorry, you spent that time, and that
totally,
loop.
totally,
Like I was like, I don't
totally,
even know what I want until I see it. You're like,
exactly, exactly. And sometimes I'll throw things at it. I'm like, I'll just be like, I don't like that. Like where like come up with another way, and then it will, and I'm like, oh great, that works.
yeah, it's like a that's so incredible.
Whereas our
Okay,
engineers are like, dude, okay, that's about as helpful as
oh, they'll get
nothing.
angry. Sometimes they'll be. I love engineers, but they'll be like, they're angry at you. It's like,
Yeah,
I just said
yeah.
they can get attached to work, just like anyone can.
Well, and it's just there's nothing to do. There's no guidance. I'm just like,
Yes,
I
it's
don't
like
know. I
it
just don't
doesn't
like the
work.
vibe. They're like, so what do you want instead? I'm like, I don't know. I'm
Mhm.
like, great.
So I've gotten more
Thanks.
fights I would like to admit with
Yeah.
with my boy Steve, just with that
Yeah.
exact
So
system.
yeah, man, Cursor's kind of blowing up. I know Claude Code is really hot right now, but I like being able to see the code. I like the layout of Cursor. I like some of the little things they built. For me, it's intuitive. It's expensive compared to other ways of doing this stuff, but I like it. I don't want it to be all magic. I do kind of want to see what's going on, and so I like Cursor for that reason.
Okay, well, to go over, we got the stack is number 5, Groq. Number 4, Sentry. Number 3, Linear. Number 2, Astro / Cloudflare. Number 1, by far, Cursor. HK, Harry, Harris, dude, appreciate you spending the time talking to me about your stack. I'm sure we're gonna be here another year, and maybe something changed. We'll see. But appreciate your time, brother.
Oh, I hope so. I'm sure we'll be. I'm sure we'll be changing things up to the chagrin of everyone that works on our team.
Well, everybody, appreciate the time. If you have any questions or you want to interview, want somebody specific, send them in. Let me know. Stay awesome. Keep doing it big. Never stop believing. Adios, team.
Thanks, man.